Hi guys, this is Miss King with your writing lesson on adverbs. If you have your packet available, you can look at page 24 through 27 and follow along. Before we move ahead, let's review some of the parts of speech that we've already done this year. We have nouns, which we code yellow. It's a person, place, thing, or idea, such as dog, house, or store. These are common nouns. As soon as you give them a name and show them respect, such as Page, White House, Walmart, whatever it might be, it becomes known as a proper noun. Verbs are action words. Run, eat, sing, those are action. Then you have linking verbs, connect things. Is, are, be, was, am, those are some of them. This multisensory grammar chart says articles are red. We call them noun markers. It just signals that a noun is coming. We've learned about the, an, and a. Then we have adjectives, which are descriptive words. They describe nouns, such as pretty, fast, crazy, blue, any colors, 10, any numbers. Those are all adjectives. We talked about prepositions, which link a noun or a pronoun to another part of the sentence. They're usually words that tell position, such as on, above, under, over, next to. Now we're going to talk about adverbs, modifying a verb, adverb, or adjective. We are going to talk about modifying verbs this week. So what is an adverb? It's a word that describes an adjective or a verb. We're going to be talking about verbs. It answers questions such as how, when, or where, and most of the time it ends in ly. John eats lunch quickly. How is John eating his lunch? The verb is eat. How is he doing it? Quickly. Notice it has an ly on the end of the word quick. That's the adverb. So I use adverbs to show how or when something happens, and here are some examples of some adverbs that show how, such as I pet the kitten softly. Totally, happily. Well is not got an ly on the end because it's the adverb for the word good. We don't say goodly. Okay, adverbs also show when, such as now, soon, before, occasionally. It tells when. So adverbs describe the manner, how the action happened. The superhero flies quickly. How does he fly? Quickly. Notice the examples below. All of them except for the word fast have ly on. We don't say fastly, okay? But we still can use fast to describe something. The superhero runs fast, okay? We're describing how he runs, all right? So let's look at this mentor text. Slowly, 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 said the sloth by Eric Carle. A sloth slowly crawled along a branch of a tree. We need to look first for the verb. The verb in this sentence is crawled. The noun is sloth. We want to describe how the sloth crawled. The word is slowly. So the sloth is the noun or the who. The verb is crawled, and how did he do that? That's the adverb. It's slowly. Adverbs also describe time. When an action happened. Today, last week, 3 months ago, okay? For how long did it happen? Not for very long. Since last year. All of these things describe when the action happened. We're going to take a look at this mentor text, The Great Pet Escape by Victoria Jameson. I couldn't wait to see Barry's face when I set him free. Soon we would be running through the fields together. Let's look at this sentence, soon we would be running through the fields together. First off, who is the noun? The noun is we. It's talking about Barry and his friend, okay? What is the action they're doing? Running. They're running through the fields together. When are they running? They're running soon, okay? That's the adverb. So we have the subject in the noun, which is we, the verb, which is running, and the adverb, which is soon. Okay, so our grammar focus phrase for this week is I use adverbs to show how or when something happens. Okay, we're going to have you try it now. So get your paper and pencil ready. If you have your packet, you can go to page 26. And remember, we're talking about the focus phrase. I use adverbs to show how or when something happens. And up here in the top left corner are some adverbs that show us how. We're going to talk about first, how does something happen? And what we're going to do is we're going to go back and review the mentor sentence. A sloth slowly crawled along a branch of a tree. Okay, find my pointer here. The sloth slowly crawled along a branch of a tree. We've already talked about, we're looking at modifying the verb. The verb was crawled. How did he crawl? Slowly. So then they did an imitated sentence. They wrote another sentence in the same manner. A snake quietly slithered across a stone in the grass. What is the verb? In this case, the verb is slithered. How did he slither? Quietly. Okay. So now we're going to write our own sentence following the pattern of the mentor sentences. Don't forget to use an adverb to show how something was done in your sentence. And I'm going to go over here and I'm going to write a sentence too. And you're going to write a sentence and then I'm going to give you a couple seconds to write your sentence and then we're going to move on. So my sentence is going to say, the mouse, that's my noun. What did my mouse do? Okay. He scurried, but how did he scurry? Okay. I'm going to come back over here and I'm going to show you. Here is my verb. He scurried across the floor. My adverb is quietly. That tells me how he scurried. It modifies the verb. Okay? Let's move on to the next one. And we're going to look at another mentor sentence we're going to talk about showing when something happened. Okay? And our mentor sentence was soon we would be running through the fields together. Okay? The imitated sentence is later we would be walking around the playground together. So this is our noun right here. See if I can squiggle underneath it. Well, sort of. What are we doing? We are walking, it's our verb, around the playground together. When are we walking? Later. We're going to be walking later. Okay, so this here is the verb, and this is the adverb. Now you're going to write your own sentence in the same pattern. Okay, and I'm going to write one too. Let's see. Okay, so here's mine. The children often played at the park. So here is my verb, played. Who was it? This is the noun, children. And when did they play at the park? Often. That is my adverb. Okay. So get your paper and pencil ready again. We're going to try it one more time. If you have page 27 in your packet, you can do it there. Otherwise, you can do it on a piece of paper. Because one of your sentences you're going to do on your work is the same type. You're going to look at a picture. Think about what the person is doing in this picture. Read the sample sentences and notice the adverbs that show how and when the person is skipping. Okay, so here's a picture of a boy skipping across the sand. All right, so skip we know is the verb. How is he doing it? Happily. I'm going to circle it because that's what I've been doing. And again, he skips on the sand. And when is he doing it? Always. These are the adverbs. Okay, let's see if I can write this. I can't. So those are the adverbs. Happily and always. Okay. So let's take a look over here. We're going to do the same thing now. There's a picture here. You can draw a picture of a person or an object doing something in the box below. I have a picture of a boy on a bicycle. I'm not sure if your packet has the same thing or not. But we're going to do the same thing here. We're going to type, how is the boy doing this? Okay, so I'm going to go in here and I'm going to type, the boy is riding his bicycle quickly. Okay, so we know that this is the noun. Here's the verb. He's riding his bicycle. How is he doing it? Quickly. This is the adverb that changes the verb. It modifies the verb. Now we're going to talk about when the boy is doing it. The boy rides his bicycle daily. Again, here's my verb, rides. That's the action. When is he riding it? Daily. So this is the adverb. If you can answer how something is happening or when something is happening, that's the word that tells you it's the adverb. Okay? So let me talk to you a little bit about what your work is this week and your grade, how it's going to be graded. You're going to be writing and turning in 4 sentences using adverbs. Okay? So here were my sentences. A little bit different than the ones I wrote, but each sentence is worth 6 points, and I'm going to explain to you how I get those points. Okay, the first point comes from whether or not you have a capital letter on each one of your sentences. Okay? Then do you have a noun in each one of your sentences? And I color-coded them, making it easier for you to see. Is there, is there a verb in each one of your sentences? Okay? Do you then have an adverb? And this one I color-coded purple because that's the color coding, but you don't have to. Okay? You don't even have to underline them. Okay? And the last part, is do you have ending punctuation? So far, all of these sentences have everything. That's 5 points each. Okay? But then the last part is, does your sentence make sense? Okay? If it doesn't, you don't get the extra point. If it does, then it becomes 6 points. And this is really hard to read, and I'm sorry about that. Okay? So your total points that you can get on this assignment is 24. Okay? So you can type your sentences, you can write them on notebook paper or write them in your packet on the lines that are provided. However you want to, whatever is easiest for you, just make sure you turn them in to be graded. I'm sure that you're going to have wonderful sentences and I can't wait to read them. Just remember, and I'll review it quickly before we go. An adverb, in this case, we're talking about modifying the verb, changing the verb in some way. Most of the time it will have an ly on the end. Think about, in this case, how did the mouse scurry? When did you go swimming? How does the boy ride his bike? And when does the boy ride his bike? Okay, if you can answer those questions, then you've got them all correct and you understand adverbs. Have a great day, and I look forward to seeing you later. Enjoy your week. We'll talk to you soon. Bye.